Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Wendy Yee.
I'm Chris Yee.
All right, we are now fully into June. It is not the second half of the year, but the longest day of the year is soon upon us.
When is the longest day of the year?
It's, I believe, it's either June 21st, June 22nd, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I shall read the tax code to even elongate the day more.
Now, see, now I got to look it up because someone's going to correct me, and I just want to get it right before they do it. Longest day of the year is June 21st. That's one of the 2 days I said.
That's pretty quick. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, so the longest day of the year is good and bad. It's good because I like getting up and it's light out. That's nice. And it's bad because I'm trying to watch movies at night and we have to close every window in the house and
Oh, yeah.
you're like, oh, there's a light shining on the TV. It's so
That's true,
annoying.
because you have like that see-through kind of stuff going on in your living room.
I tried. We bought blackout curtains for the last house for that purpose. But then your house feels dark during the day. It's messed up. Just anyway.
I like blackout curtains. You can open them, right? But then when you close them, you're closed. The world doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, but they don't look good.
I'll give you that. But the world is gone.
Yeah.
I was like, I like our curtains. I'm happy with our curtains.
This episode of Board Game Breakfast, as you might see here a little bit, is sponsored by Pandasaurus. This is one of their games, Roller Coaster Rush. But we're actually talking about another game that's shipping at the end of July called Beacon Control. And you can win a copy of Beacon Control. And all you need to do is email us at contest@dicetower.com. And in the subject line, put Beacon.
Beacon Patrol. With a P.
What was I saying?
Control.
I was saying Beacon Patrol, but I think I'm just a mumbler.
Okay.
Beacon Patrol.
Patrol those
Beacon
beacons
Control?
you control.
Beacon Patrol. Beacon Patrol. Patrol.
Beacon Control.
I don't even know what I'm saying now. Chris has me questioning myself. Anyway, this is a game in which you're captains of the Coast Guard. And you need to keep the North Sea coast safe. And you're going to move your ship, lay tiles, collaborate with your fellow captains to gain the highest honors and the admiration of all the residents along the coast. That's what I do. My favorite. You want to know my favorite Coast Guard captain? See our secret channel. Anyhow, there's many expansions involved in it, and if you pre-order it from Pandasaurus right now, you get a free promo. So check out Beacon Patrol, and like I said, you can win a copy from them.
It's like the Paw Patrol, but better.
Oh.
Everything is better than Paw Patrol. I hate Paw Patrol so much.
But they find the missing bone.
I really don't like Paw Patrol. I don't know why. Some kids shows I like, and some I'm against, and there's like not any rhyme or reason.
I only read like the easy reader books with our daughter. We've never actually watched the show, so.
I'll tell you that mayor would not get reelected in any real world.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wasting the city resource to find my chicken.
Anyhow, okay, so what's going on this week from the Dice Tower? Well, let's see, I'm going to Brazil. So that's a big deal. I'm going to Diversio. I hope I pronounced it properly. In Sao Paulo. So if you're going there, I'll be by on Saturday of this week. I'll be also in Brazil flitting around on Thursday and Friday. I'm doing some other things. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing, but it's going to be fun to be there. I'll take some video and we'll show you guys what it was like next week. We got reviews coming out this week. We have some top 10 lists, some smaller ones. I'm doing my own best of the worst, which was harder than I thought.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I went to Board Game Geek, and I went to the bottom, and I only picked games that I ranked 7 or higher, which means of the 64 games that we did, only one of those I've ranked 7 or higher.
Yahtzee?
It's not Yahtzee. I give Yahtzee a 6.5. So, which is pretty decent. And I might rank Yahtzee a 7. It all depends on the, I don't know. Anyhow, we got other things going up this week in live shows and...
Top 100s are continuing.
Yep.
Yes, the top 100s. Also, Dice Tower East is less than a month away, and some people are like, I want to come. But you can still come to the cruise. Dice Tower Cruise tickets are on sale. And a lot of people have asked us if we're going to Origins or not. But we are going to Gen Con. And Gen Con, we're doing the Dice Tower Awards there. And there's still 96 tickets left or something like that. So if you want to come, get a ticket. It's going to be fun. We got some... Well, I'm just going to say there's stuff there. You'll see.
Stuff.
What else was I going to say? I was going to say something.
You were going to mention the fake contest?
That's true. If you do win one of our contests, we will contact you through email. We will never contact you through a comment on YouTube. Spammers are amongst us, and they're despicable and evil, wicked people. And that's not an exaggeration. I have low esteem of you all, and I hope your companies implode and you run out of money. And you go to jail.
Where you can do, if you're a viewer, if you see something that says, hey, congrats, thumbs up, you won a contest, reach out to me, report those. In YouTube, we'll be able to then ban those people so that those accounts are no longer trying to scam people. So if you do that part, we'll do our part. We're trying to get on those as quick as possible.
And I think that's it. So let's get started with today's show. Here we go.
Hi everyone, it's Stella.
And Tarrant from Maple University.
And the Dice Tower. If you like Azul, if you like Sushi Go, ta-da! And if you like Run and Cheers game, there's Millie Fiore. This is a great drafting game with tactile experience.
It certainly has a good tactile experience. You are placing diamonds onto the board based on cards that you draft. In fairly specific places, a little bit like Bunny Kingdom, I suppose, in some ways. They are transparent or translucent pieces in different colours, which is very good, so you can see the icons that are underneath them. That's quite satisfying.
Naturally, drafting games are very interactive, which is this one, and you actually keep looking around because time matters sometimes when you place certain tiles on certain areas. It's like 5 or 6 different areas, and you want to be the one that put most strategically to get the most points. There are some areas that has less interaction, and there are some that is very interactive. So you gotta have to watch out for which card you wanna keep, which cards you wanna give to opponents, and so on. I find that it's really satisfying, and I really love this Run and Cheers game.
Yep, I do find this one a little bit lighter, a bit more of a just play cards and see what happens sort of game. I didn't feel it was a heavily tactical game, but it was still a good bit of fun. It was simple to teach, and everyone was able to play nice and quickly.
My favorite is the combo where you can actually activate or trigger certain things, and then you can gain more cards, and then you can just play one card after another, and then trying to create the best combo. And that's Mille Fiori.
Hey there everyone, it's Jen the Board Game Librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with my segment from the page to the table, where I pair books and board games together that share a common theme. Now if you followed me a while, you'll recall the green dungeon where someone said, please free Jen, and that time I did Outlander and Outlander Dice. So my love of Outlander continues, and it continues with Clanlands by Sam Hewen and Graham McTavish. Now, the way to read this book is to listen to it on audio because it's read by Sam and Graham. And this is like a bromance of 2 friends, co-workers on a road trip through Scotland. Now, not knowing a ton about Scottish history, I really appreciate this because they're able to fit in quite a bit of Scotland's history in here. I'm really happy to talk about Kilt Castle. No preamble here. 2 to 4 players, 30 to 45 minutes, ages 10 and up. So this is kind of an under-the-radar abstract. It's this kooky little game where it's card manipulation, and you are stacking your castles on top of them. But what you're looking to do is have the most amount of points. And you're getting that by connecting your player color castles in a line. In a formation of sorts. We're not for the faint of heart because there is quite a bit of land going back and forth. But if you're not someone who's offended by that, I think Kilt Castle is kind of cool. And Men in Kilts and Kilt Castle. So there we go. All right, friends, that's all for this week. Happy breakfast.
All right, the game from 20 years ago is Yinch. Yinch is ranked 213 on Board Game Geek. It is ranked 3 in abstract games. The only 2 games that are ranked higher in abstracts are Azul and Cascadia.
Which I don't even view those as abstract.
I get what they're saying. Azul could be considered. I mean, it's. I know what you're saying. They're both very abstract, but they're also like in a different category. They're not that 1 versus 1. So
just straight
tactical, like I do something, you do something, I do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But of the 1 versus 1 duels, Yinch is the highest. War Chest would come in next, then Tsar, which is also in the same line, then Devon. So the games in this line definitely are in the top tier. Yinch is the highest ranked game of this line. It is number 5, I think. It is my favorite by a mile. It is simply you have 5 rings on the board. On your turn, you can move a ring as far as you want. You just can't move over an opponent's ring. You can jump over pieces, but if you do jump over pieces, you have to stop at the first empty space. That's it. Any piece you move over flips to the other side. And when you move, the place where you started will have a piece of your color in it. First we get 5 in a row, removes those 5, and also gets rid of 1 of the rings, which means you have less rings to move around. First person to remove 3 of their rings wins.
So Chris and I played this for the first time this weekend, just to try it out. And I'm not an abstract gamer at all. For some reason, my brain, like I look at these boards and I don't see anything, and then Chris is like, oh, I just do this, and I win. And I was like, I didn't see that as a possibility. But this gave me a little bit of, I think it's Othello. Is that the one where you flip over?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gave me Othello vibes, but I like that you're only working towards those 3 rings. There's not this sense of like you have to finish everything. It ends a little bit quicker. And I like that you lose the ring so that the other person has a little bit of advantage.
You lose the ring and you lose the 5 pieces.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. Although, you got to be careful. If you have 4 pieces of your own color in a row, I'm like, yes, thank you.
Right, I'll jump over them.
I'll take those myself.
There's an interesting, because you're using your rings to block, so it's like offense and defense at the same time.
I think that's why this one sings for me. Like, I really liked this for an abstract game. Wendy makes me sound like I'm smarter than I am. I am not. I'm very bad at many abstract games, especially the ones where...
I need to play them in abstract
Except when
games.
you play
They beat me in
against me.
everything else. Then they'll beat me, and I'll be like, oh, you're one of those people who are like, I weigh 120 pounds, and I'm overweight. And you're like, shut up.
You would destroy me in this, Tom.
I have no doubt you would wreck me, because I just don't always see those like entrapment moves as they're happening in a lot of abstracts. But this one, I don't know, just the idea of being able to flip pieces over. And I love the fact that if you move your ring over multiple pieces, it's not that they flip to your color side. They flip over. You might flip over one of yours to flip over 2 other pieces that you need. I think that's really clever.
In fact, you did that in one of the games, and then I could have prevented you from winning if I'd flipped over 3 of mine to your color, but kept that 1 away from you.
Right.
So, like, that was the only move I could have done, and I didn't do it. But, yeah, it's interesting.
Also, it looks gorgeous. It really does. The pieces look like cookies and cream. It has a good tactile feel. The board is very plain and boring, but I think that's fine because the pieces kind of sing. Yeah, so the pieces in this game are fantastic. You said you liked them?
Yeah, so they feel like if you were to see this game, 200 years ago, someone would have handcrafted them. You know what I mean? Like, they feel that kind of like old classic, I don't know, ancient feel behind it because they're so marbly and they're so stone looking. I
actually disagree. I think they look very modern and chic. It looks like a kitchen that's been done in, modern. In the 90s.
Pampered Chef the board game.
Shh.
I mean, obviously...
I do not need those worlds colliding, Chris. All right?
There's not big dings in them. Like, they're perfect circles.
No, it's just I don't need to buy a copy of a Pampered Chef board game from Pampered Chef.
Costs $700.
Ugh. I already spent a decent amount of money on Pampered Chef stuff.
Yeah, no,
virtually.
Do you have the olive slicer?
No. My wife is actually very opposed. I bought her like 10 in my life of these single-use things, and no.
Yeah,
she doesn't want any of them.
The one thing I'll excuse is a cherry pitter. That's a single-use thing that is amazing.
Yeah, but this morning I ate some cherries for breakfast, and I didn't care. Cherries are so good.
But
Cherry
it's making a
season
pie.
is my favorite season.
It's right now.
I know.
All right, sorry. We're
I've
getting way
already
off
spent
topic.
$20 on
Yinch, a great game. So you guys liked it. I give it 8.5. But you guys liked it?
I liked it. I would give it at least a 7, which for me is, I mean, that's a big compliment for an abstract game. But this is one I do want to play more, actually.
I don't think I could give it a 7. It would be a 6 for me. But I see why people like it. Whereas I don't see why people like some other abstract games.
Well, there you go.
Segment, we're taking a look at a board game based on an IP. I tell you the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Terminator Dark Fate.
You're going to take the Terminator you chosen and 5 cards off the top of the deck. You're going to shuffle these cards in. This will be something you'll be doing throughout the game. And you shuffle the Terminator into the top 5 cards, put it back on top of the deck. You also have 5 cards from the deck that will be out. Now, some of these cards will be cards that you can purchase as you're playing through. The price is at the bottom. If the Terminator's out, then you would go to what's called the hunt phase, which is the 3rd phase of the game. If he's not out, you would just simply skip it. If he has wounds on him, which is taking the wounds off him, and I had 3 wounds, so I would draw the top 3 cards of the deck. I would shuffle him into that, go back on, and then the next round would start. If I chose not to flee, or there are not any wounds on him, then he would attack. Now, we're going to win if we ever do enough damage. So this says staggered, you must flee during the hunt phase. If this takes 15 points of damage, it's destroyed. So you definitely need to get 15 points of damage on him. But remember, every time you have him flee, where you don't want him to attack you, you're resetting the wounds. If you ever draw your card of hands, and when you draw, you have 3 wounds in your card, which are used to clog up your deck, then you would be eliminated from the game.
Most Terminator movies are based around this general concept of killing the Terminator. And this is one where you can shoot it and it goes back, but it keeps coming at you. It's relentless. And it gives you that feeling of dread and anticipation of, do I have the right cards? Are the right cards going to come up? I thin my deck down to get the cards that I need, and you're constantly doing that. I'm going to buy more cards. Nope, I'm going to stop. I need to start thinning. I need to get these combination of cards, and I found them. It almost feels like, if you squint a little bit, like you went on this mission, I got the C4 that I need, and I'm going to come back. Now I got to get the C4 and blah, blah, blah together. And once you have those together and you have that big moment of destroying the Terminator, you're relieved, you're high-fiving, you're having great moments, and then you can go to a higher difficulty level. This game was a huge surprise for me. I do really, really like it, but in addition to that, the IP and the mechanisms do really match for me. That sense of dread of a Terminator is chasing me, and I want to rid the planet and him for all time.
Hello, Proti here, your remaining content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part of a game, and today we will talk about something from Great Western Trail. Great Western Trail is a Eurogame where you're having a bit of movement on the map. You have some deck building, some hand management, because what you want to do is try to get the perfect hand of cows to the final destination where you sell those cows. Of course, this is in short terms explained, and on the way you are putting yourself on different neutral buildings or your own buildings that you build to make different actions so that either your deck is getting better, your advancement on the let's say on the railways, where you then can sell cows to farther spaces, so to say, or to help with your hand management. And one thing that I wanted to discuss about today from Great Western Trail is one building that I really, really like. You have like the first, if you play with the A side, it's a 1 level, so to say, building, and if you play with the B side, it's a 2 level building. But in the end, it's quite interesting because it has an action. Here on the first side, for example, you can draw away 2 cows of the same color to get 3 money, and you make a new step. And if you put this strategically, so you can do this action to get some money and then make the action of the next building, maybe a neutral one or your building. And on the other side, even if you play with the B side, you have the opportunity to make whatever double action that you have released, so to say, as double action on your player board. So it's even more flexible because you can choose whatever action you want that you have open for double usage. But in the end, it's an action and a step, which is quite nice because your action on your turn is make some steps and do the action on the building. So you make an action, the half of the action, and make another step and activate that building too. So it's a quite interesting building that I wanted to talk about today in Great Western Trail. Have a nice breakfast.
Thank you, John, for the super chat where he's rubbing in. We didn't get to the UK Games Expo. I would have loved to have gone, but we might hear a report from UK Games Expo on the Dice Hour soon, but not from us. All right, it's time to look at a random game on Board Game Geek.
Hoist the sails! Hit the button.
Sails hoisted.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hoist the main line.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, there we go. Oh, look, it's Gloomhaven second. No, it's Stadissimo Rugby. A trivia game for French rugby fans.
What?
I can see the appeal. Look at that cover.
All right, well, we have to talk about one
goodness.
that we can do. Let's do another one.
Are there? What's the rating on it, Tom? There's
the one rating?
Is
It's
that
gonna be
a 7?
A 7.
Oh, and it's from
Ooh.
Italy. See, it has international presence.
That's
All right,
right.
let's do another random one here. We got to do one that's in English at least. Ready? And
Button.
go.
Hoi.
Ah.
There's an expansion. We're not doing expansions. I already said that. It's an
Yes,
expansion
button,
for
button.
Politico.
Smash that button.
Oh, yes.
Don't drink and
Don't.
Drink.
Oh, don't. Sorry. Don't drink and draw.
Oh my goodness.
I love the name of this game, but it's probably terrible.
Okay, that
Oh,
stick figure
man.
on the front is.
I like this. It says ages 21 up and 21 and up. Duh. 2 to 8 players.
This definitely seems like a
Man.
great 2-player game. Yeah.
It's from UGG Games, I think.
Uggs.
Yoda
No, universe? I don't
riding
know.
a unicorn.
Okay, it's
at the
Party
City
Mayhem,
House.
and this hilarious game where every player draws and guesses on every turn. What year is this from? 2010. Choose your person, action, and location cards and draw the combination. Whether it's Madonna throwing up on the moon or Batman doing a striptease in Central Park.
Classics.
Everyone's guaranteed laughs as they guess each other's drawings. So basically, it's Pictionary, but with silliness. A little bit like, what's that game that took Time's Up and made it silly?
Monikers.
Monikers, yeah. It sounds like that a little bit.
Sure, but you don't get 1 card, Tom. You get 3. It's like
You know what? It reminds me of. So I play Telestrations before Telestrations came out. And so someone makes up a weird sentence like that, and you fold over papers and you Telestrations it, right? This would be fun if you couldn't come up with your own idea. Like if you mashed those together.
This would be a good, you're right. I would actually not be opposed to using these cards as a start for Telestrations.
Because
Okay.
they're more funny and weird.
Because I always insist in Telestrations, if we're playing, like, listen, when you get your picture, write exactly what you think the picture is. Don't write cat. Write a cat whose hair is on fire or something. And then that makes the game way more fun.
right.
I agree.
This as a game seems very basic, right? But at least that triple prompt thing is not bad. Just guessing, fine. But
This person says what it says on the box. A good alternative to the Pictionary.
I wonder how this would be for an art class to like have an exercise in drawing unique things and
Like-
thinking
So what
outside
art
of the
class?
box.
Would you bring this to a high school class, for example?
I'd rename the box.
Although it does say don't drink and draw.
oh, educational.
All right, well,
I love it. It's a
Let's play.
5.8.
my goal is one of these days when we do one of these random games that I then go buy. That day has not yet come.
I would play that.
I want French rugby game.
Yeah, let's move on.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, today we're talking about Mosaic, a story of civilization. This is obviously a civilization-style game. What you're doing is you are kind of staking your claim in this little slice of the Mediterranean world. You have the opportunity to change your government. You have a chance to build up a military, maybe attack some people, right? You get a chance to add your population, produce. Yeah. You can tax your own people for a lot of money, but it's not going to make them happy necessarily, right? So there's all those things that you've seen in other civilization-style games, maybe in computer games or whatever. They're all in this game as well, kind of distilled down into a board game format that is only takes about around 2 hours.
Yeah. So this game has such a fun middle part. Like the beginning, you're building up. That's normal in a game like this. And the middle part is so much fun. You're working towards getting all your stuff. You're getting all these cards, you're building things, you're going for the tokens, and then like the game just is still there and it hasn't ended yet, and you just kind of like want it to end because you've done everything and you're like just wanting it to be over. That last like 15% of the game was kind of frustrating because you just want it to be done. But that middle section,
Yeah, I agree. The overstay is welcome a little bit, but you get so much in this box. There's so much content, so many different cards and tokens. I feel like you get from a component standpoint, you really get your money's worth. So if you're into Civilization-style games, this might be one you want to check out. If you are into a shorter experience, this might kind of overstay it welcome a little bit. That being said, we still had a great time with it.
If you want to hear more from us, make sure to find us on YouTube. We are Ryan and Bethany at Board Game Reviews. All right, this is Ryan. I'm Bethany. Hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye, everybody.
Guys.
Happy breakfast, everyone. Today I'm here to talk to you about the sequel to Spicy, Sweet and Spicy. Yes, they're really inventive with the name. They have changed the tigers to smaller tigers in the form of cats. But what is Sweet and Spicy in the first place? It's a bluffing game, and a fantastic bluffing game at that. You are on your turn playing a card. It's got to be higher than the previous person, or if you're starting it off, or it's already looped round from the 10, it has to start with 1, 2 or 3. I look at my cards, I don't have a 3. Okay, I'm going to play this. This is a 2 of lemons. And they look at the pile and go, I'm going to call you out. But you have to say what you're calling them out about. That's the twist here, the spicy twist. It's that you have to call someone out on the number or the suit. So they go, I don't think that is a lemon. They turn it over, it was a lemon, but it was like the 4 of lemons. They got the call wrong. I get the cards as points and they are the round loser, and they have to draw a couple of cards from the deck. You're trying to get rid of your cards because that will get you a trophy which is worth points, or 2 of them just wins you the game. Brilliant, brilliant bluffing gameplay. And the twist in this sequel is there's some cards that are total wilds. Everyone starts with 1 in their hand, and it can be any number or any suit. But you can't go out of cards on a round with it to win a trophy. It doesn't get you a trophy if you go out on that. So when to play it is an extra fun choice that I think you're going to include every time. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this bluffing game. Super small and portable, highly recommend it. And until next time, enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
Best of the shelf here. We're getting very close to Dice Tower East, so the shelves are kind of locked and set in stone. But
except 18 and 26 and 27.
I'm just trying to here's the shelf. Okay, we're taking a look at shelf 20C. Here, this is on my intellectual property shelf of sorts. I mean, not necessarily on the rocks as an intellectual property, but it's a very, very simple, easy to get into gateway game about mixing drinks. G.I. Joe is a property. This is a deck building game from Renegade. A pretty good one. Terrible rule book, but good game. Scooby-Doo Betrayal at Mystery Mansion is like the Betrayal House in the Hills, but it works with families and really good theme. Scooby-Doo Escape the Haunted Mansion is more like an escape room style game. Can be replayed. Monster Crunch, this is a game about breakfast cereal. It's like a ladder climbing game. It's actually pretty good. Pan Am the game. This is a game that gets a lot of love from Funko. They did a really good job at making a neat economic game with the Pan Am theme. Stardew Valley, the board game, has a lot of problems, but some people really enjoy it. And hey, that video game is very popular. Then we got some big anniversary editions of Ticket to Ride, regular Ticket to Ride, and Ticket to Ride Europe. Along with Empire's Age of Discovery, which used to be called Age of Empires 3. Glenn Drover's worker placement game, fantastic. And then we end up here with Clank Acquisitions Incorporated, Clank Legacy. This one's probably going to come out of the library at some point just because I have it set up in there that you can play it after we've gone through it, but people don't seem keen on that. And Catan Starfarers, an excellent game, basically takes Catan into space and adds a whole lot of stuff to it. Done. Googly eyes are coming in.
All right, well, we order googly eyes.
Well, I keep showing you my screen here.
Ecamm keeps defaulting to that, unfortunately.
You should unplug.
All right. I was not buying more googly eyes, I promise.
So I had never played Stardew Valley until I played I never played the video game Stardew Valley until I played the board game Stardew Valley.
So you're glad that the board game got you into the video game?
Mildly. Like, I like the video game, but I didn't feel like the board game was very good.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Fine. Yeah.
So you're glad you played the board game because it showed you the video game.
Sure.
My life needs to get back on track. I think I'm 2 weeks from beating Zelda.
2 weeks?
Really?
I think. Well, I mean...
Ooh. I mean, but you're going to explore more and everything.
Yeah, but once I've beaten it, I will calm down considerably. I think. I found a lot. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about Zelda because you mentioned Stardew Valley.
Okay, I was like, where did this come from?
I was waiting for the transition.
Because Stardew Valley is a very addictive game, and so is Zelda.
I was like, how does this lead to Ticket to Ride, Tom?
Yeah, it's Ticket to Ride. Or no, it's Clank Legacy. What am I saying? Clank Legacy is my favorite game on that shelf. Clank Legacy.
We never played Clank Legacy. I was very about Clank.
I thought actually Clank Legacy was out of the library.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is the last convention it will be in the library. I will replace that. No one's playing it.
It's so hard, to play a finished Legacy game, especially when it's someone else's copy. Oh, I do want to try Clank Legacy, but there's also the new one coming out. Maybe I'll try the new one. I think my favorite game on the shelf, it's a toss-up between Pan Am and Empire's Age of Discovery. Very different games. Wait, Ticket to Ride. Yeah, Ticket to Ride is, but I've never played the big one. Is it much?
It's the exact same game.
Is it much more fun though?
But it's bigger, better.
Some of the trains have giraffe heads sticking out of them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the same game.
Does it make it better, Tom?
Not really.
Okay, Ticket to Ride is probably, but the reason I love Ticket to Ride so much is because of some of the expansion maps and stuff.
Which that one doesn't have.
Which you can't do with the big old anniversary one. So, for fun's sake, I'm going to say Empire's Age of Discovery. That game is very good. I need to play it again.
My actual favorite is Pan Am. It's not Stardew Valley. That's just the one that stuck out.
Oh,
it's Pan Am.
Pan Am. Yeah, Pan Am would definitely be my favorite on there.
It's such a weird, like, I want to play an intellectual property game. What about Pan Am? You're like, I love Pan Am. Let's play it.
Finally! My kids have been begging me for weeks.
It's a solid game. It just cracks me up that someone would be like, yes, Pan Am. But the theme works. It makes sense, actually.
I think it's a really cool mechanism to be trying to sell. You're trying to build up your company and hope that Pan Am buys it because you get more points, more money, more everything if someone wants to buy you up.
I really like that one.
All righty, well, that's best of the show.
Hey, I'm Jordan. Let's talk about a weeknight game. This is Motor City from 25th Century Games. It's the same team that brought us Fleet the Dice Game and Three Sisters. Those are both meaty, loaded roll and writes, as they call them. And these are games that have 2 sheets that you're working through and a lot of stuff going on. In this one, you are doing automotive production in Detroit, I suppose, and you are engineering cars, you are putting them through the assembly line, test driving cars, and then ultimately selling them on the sales lot. And in the game, you're going to roll a fistful of dice. Those dice are going to go across this grid board. The grid board's filled with actions. Whenever on your turn you take one of those dice, you take the action on the grid board, then you take the action on the dice, and then you take the action on your board wherever you put the dice. And you are also getting these bonus actions throughout the spots on your boards, because whenever you check off a spot, it might give you a bonus action in a different section, which might give you a bonus action to a different section. And it's that chaining stuff, kind of like Gauntron Clever, Millefiori, those types of games that have all of that chaining of actions. And it is just so cool, satisfying. It's in a theme and a setting that you don't see a lot in games, which is really engaging. And I really enjoy this one. I love that dice mechanism in the middle of the board as you're drafting those dice, but also you can upgrade your actions throughout the game. So there's a little bit of engine building, which is a pun because cars have engines. But regardless, I think Motor City is fantastic. I don't know of those 3 games in the series which one I like the best, but I think Motor City is really fantastic, and I love this one just alongside the other ones too. So check it out if you like these kind of heavier roll and write games. This one is fantastic. I'm Jordan. Thanks.
All right, we're back to taking a look at Jeff's famous beef jerky, and this is the last week we're doing this, folks. I didn't want to do, there was too much for last week. I'll tell you what.
I feel like you need a and more attached to that.
We did it last week, and then it lasted till Tuesday night.
Yes.
And that's only because no one wanted to eat the
bourbon whiskey.
The bourbon one. Then Joey came and ate some of it, and he said, it's actually really good. And then he lied because it wasn't.
He also likes olives, so, you know.
Right, yeah, he did
olives are fine.
Copious amounts of olives on his beef jerky.
But the non-jerky ones, I have meat snack sticks.
I'm going to try Jeff's.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, that's like the thing. I like beef sticks way better than beef jerky. Sweet teriyaki.
Really? I here have jalapeno carne asada. Mildly spicy.
It's so sweet on this one.
Ooh, it's sweet.
It's definitely sweet.
This is honey barbecue. Yeah. I like that.
It's fine. Although, I do like the texture of his stuff.
This is so moist. Like, you know how like beef sticks sometimes are a little dehydrated feeling?
Yeah.
This is not at all. This is like super fresh feeling.
Does it feel like it's leaking out grease like Slim Jims do?
Only mildly.
Ooh. This is delicious. This is better than that.
I really like sweet beef jerkies, so I'm a little bit biased towards enjoying this one.
I really like that a lot.
This one does contain wheat, so that's why I'm not sharing it with Wendy.
Yeah.
Not because she's not allowed in the cool club.
It's like really moist and
it really
tender.
is.
Yeah, it's like super fresh.
Those aren't going to last till lunch.
All right, what do we have here? We have butter toffee peanuts.
Yeah, even just tearing this, you can see that's got like really good texturing to it.
Yeah.
Joey does an olive subscription box.
This might be one of my favorite products.
That's really good. I told you beef sticks are great.
Beef sticks are great. Honey barbecue flavor. Woo, that's good.
The butter toffee peanuts are good.
Red raspberry licorice. This is solid.
I can smell that licorice from here. That's potent.
Well, I'm gonna mix this with the beef jerky.
Now I'm hesitant on this one. This one's Korean barbecue flavor, which I'm picky about, but a good one is one of my favorites.
And it's actually beef, it's not pork. Because I've had pork Korean barbecue jerky that's good. Is it really saucy?
This is good.
It's not saucy. It's quite good. Yeah,
this is really good.
Yeah, because usually it's pork jerky with like the sweeter kind of Korean marinades.
That's the best of the three, actually.
Toffee?
I agree.
Oh, I hate those things.
Okay, these taste like just any other toffee peanut that I've had. They're not anything special.
But, to be clear, toffee peanuts are inherently special.
They're just good. I love sugar in all forms.
Where's yours?
Almost all forms. Ha ha ha.
I don't like toffee and peanuts mixed.
Okay.
This is dangerous to be eating at 9:30, 9:40 in the morning because...
Board game breakfast. Have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Okay, these are sour gummy bears. Ooh.
Are they better than Haribo?
They got a lot of flavor. They got a lot of flavor.
I'll try the orange one, Wendy's least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of
I think I got
flavor.
a raspberry one.
By the way, their tagline is freakishly delicious.
I don't think I've had a gummy bear with that much flavor before. It is like...
And it's not just the sour. There is that little bit of sour on the outside. But I'm
Because I'm an
impressed.
Aldi's fan when it comes to gummy bears. Albanese? Albanese, not Aldi's.
I was like, I like the Aldi's brand gummy bears. Like, all right.
Albanese is better than...
Those are great.
Haribo. Those are really good.
These are really strong.
They're power-packed.
What are they? They remind me more of like the texture of a peach ring than the texture of a gummy bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have a lot of
They're
flavor.
not overly sour.
So this Korean barbecue place back in Las Vegas, they used to make Jell-O that was like 4 times the strength Jell-O should be. So you were like chewing your Jell-O, and it reminds me of that almost.
You mean the flavor or the?
No, like they would do the
texture.
amount of water for like 4 packets of Jell-O.
That's
water for one. So it was like super stiff, but it was also extremely flavorful.
You could like cut it with a knife, like slice it into little.
It was intense.
These are really good. If you had asked me Do you think that a beef jerky company would make better candy or beef jerky? I would say, hopefully beef jerky. But now I'm not sure.
Man, that's good.
All right. Well, there you go. Folks, we're not eating food in every episode unless you send us some. So
please do.
We just split this between two different things. They've sold me on their beef jerky. They have a gazillion flavors here. I'm going to get some of these. I'm going to definitely get the orange mango and the mango habanero.
Because their habanero wasn't like overly spicy.
I also want to get some of their bacon jerky. Maple brown sugar sounds good.
Ooh.
And this chili lemon jerky sounds good.
I would get more of these, the meat snack sticks. These are really good.
They have those in 3 flavors: honey barbecue, jalapeno, and original.
I would try the jalapeno because as a company, they don't seem to be overly spicy. They have a little bit of. I don't
know. That one was pretty spicy though that we had.
Yeah, the.
What was that one?
Onion or.
Cranberry jalapeno. I haven't looked at the prices on these yet. All right. Well, anyway, that's our reviewing of something else.
Jeff's famous delicious beef jerky.
We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Oliver, and today I'm actually going to be talking about a game that I've played very recently, and that game is called High Score by Cosmos. So one thing I like about High Score is, let's just get it out of the way. It's a super easy and quick game. I mean, this game is like 15 minutes. Okay, I may be exaggerating a little bit. It's more like 30, but it sure feels like a 15-minute game. Another thing I like is it kind of has that Yahtzee-style gameplay, kind of like Dice Throne and King of Tokyo and Yahtzee, but somehow it's simpler than all of them? Like, what? Another thing I like is how you're playing with kind of different rules every round. Like, the cards have different things that you have to do to earn points. If that's, how many times you can roll your dice, and just things like that. And I think that's a really fun concept. Another thing I like is this game is, like, very small and accessible, so you can just throw it in a suitcase, bring it anywhere, and even just play it with your non-gamer friends that maybe just play Uno and Monopoly. Another thing I like, this is actually more of like a recommendation. I would play this game with 3 and more players, not necessarily the 2-player, because it's definitely more fun. And the one downside to this game is, like, the art is kind of not it. Like, I mean, it's okay. I don't know what's going on with the circles, but it's fine, I guess. But really check out this game and have a great breakfast. Bye.
Blackout curtains are working. All right. That's it for another breakfast, folks. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back today at noon for a live Q&A. And then, we got more stuff coming up as the week goes by.
Is he doing What's Happening?
I lied. Z's doing What's Happening in 12 minutes. Maybe you should do that first. Then worry about my noon Q&A. Go watch Z. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Bassel.
I'm Wendy Yee, and this was a delicious breakfast.
I'm Chris Yee, eating licorice for breakfast.
Part of your complete breakfast, which no one in the world eats.